Morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. So will John be joining with us?
John should be here. He had one thing he had to take care of, and he said, though, he would be here pretty much on time.
Okay.
So, yeah, he should be here any minute. He was doing something. He had another Zoom call that was supposed to end about 15 minutes ago. So obviously it got delayed. So, usual.
Okay.
So how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we are on the last phase of completions. We are working on the performance improvements, bugs, and changes, and all.
Now, did you get your power back? I heard you lost power.
Yeah, we had a heavy rain here.
Okay, that's good.
Hello, Greg, Vinu. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like my mic was not working, so I just had to reconnect it.
Okay.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, John is here. Hello, John. Yeah, Milan will be joining. Yeah, Milan is here.
Yeah. None is it.
Okay.
Are we waiting for Rajesh?
I'm not sure whether Rajesh will be joining. So,
Because
Greg,
he already
shall we
has
start with the web demo?
Yeah, let's move it. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. So, hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
The same server. This is the sign-in page. So I'm signing in. Okay. So, Greg, first thing we have implemented the Facebook like login. So there will be the content will automatically load once you reach the page bottom. Since it's having only around 2-page content, it has been completed.
And this is for the UB Sports Live page.
So every pages we have implemented the lazy loading. So the logic works like it will compute the viewport height and it will load a particular set of data. So once you reach a particular percentage of screen, it will automatically load at the bottom.
Okay, good.
So then the second thing we did was we have implemented the font changes you guys have requested long back. We have implemented the fonts. So almost all the fonts has been updated. Then we have worked on the events calendar so that it is showing the events. And when you click on that event, it will show in a dialog.
Okay, so you have over in the corner my group. See where you have events? You have my group.
Yes.
What are the other choices? All
So
public?
other one is all public.
And this is in my world you're looking at right now. So my group obviously should be my groups because you're going to be in more than one group.
Okay.
Okay. And then all public is going to get very, very crowded. So I think we also have to say my sports and then by a distance. So we're not looking at the whole country worth of events. So we probably have to say within 20 miles, within 50 miles, within 100 miles. So there's actually two sets of funnels. One set would say my sports and or my groups would be a choice. And then the other one would be distance from me. And then we have to have some kind of a way that we can tell events that I've signed up for, that I'm actually going to attend, and other ones that I've been invited to.
Okay.
So there might be different colors with some kind of way to tell what the color means, or that's something that we have to work out.
Okay. So we can definitely work on it.
Okay, I also worked on these things myself, but more for the. I'll show you that when we get done with your demo. I'll go through what I was looking at as things we have to tweak
Okay.
as we go.
I want to interject something. With regard to the filters for the events, not every event is going to have a location. So if we're doing something based on distance, you should also have an option to choose online only events. So if someone's doing a live stream event, there really isn't a location. So we need that option as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then the other thing we implemented was the ability to support multiple images. So suppose I go to an album, creating an album. Yes. So
And what
it
do you
will
mean
have-
on this group's calendar? You see, go back one page. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So when you went to that event, it said your choices, and one of the choices was on this group's calendar or on my group's calendar.
Let me check it again. So actually, this one should be for this group,
Okay.
because I'm seeing all the details of a particular group. So the event should also come for that particular group. So we have implemented the Twitter feed over here. Right now we are using the UB Sports Twitter page itself.
Okay, I'm going to, Binu, I'm going to send you the Twitter feed that I use for UB Sports Live. But we also have lists made up for all the sports, but you'll find that when you go through the database, each one of the sport portals already has a Twitter list for that sport.
Okay.
And as well, if you go to the UB Sports Live data, you'll find that Twitter list URL there.
Okay.
So that would be more appropriate for that spot.
Okay. So for the albums.
Okay, albums. That's where you're right. That's where we left off. Now the albums are for an event or for a calendar or for what?
It is for a group actually.
For a group. Okay. This is where I got confused the last time I looked. Okay. So this is where you went.
Yes.
Add photos.
So here you can support multiple photos.
Enter title. Okay, is there a way to put a caption below that?
This is actually from the title itself.
So it's not, it's just a title, like my
So suppose
first
if
fish
you
I
want,
caught.
suppose you want to remove a particular one, you can use this feature. And you
Okay.
can add more.
Okay, good.
Then I'm submitting. So it is going to show a progress bar like you are uploading to S3 buckets.
That's going into my group.
Yes. So I think there is an issue with the because we went back to the homepage again.
Is there, behind the scenes in the database, is there a place where that whatever picture is put up has its author up there as well? Like it says, Greg Burton loaded this picture on Friday. I'm just thinking of-
Right now we have not integrated that feature, but if required we can use because we just need to add one more column.
Okay, the
Like-
reason why I think that's important is somebody puts up something that is inappropriate, like R-rated or X-rated. We need to know who did it.
Okay, so we need to use a single field like created by.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, exactly.
so it should be applicable for all the things like the videos, everything should be there, right?
Yes, absolutely, especially videos.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Then we have worked on a lot of performance improvements. Like earlier, we were showing the Twitter feed over here also. When we are inside a particular group, we were wasting a lot of data, screen area. So we have to take that off so that you can use the 75% of the screen.
How many users can you invite at once? Just one, or can you use a comma to break up different users?
I think it is supporting commas.
Okay,
Let me check. Here, I think only John is there. I have already requested, send a request.
Okay.
So earlier it was not showing the requested action. It was again showing invite button. So we have fixed that issue.
okay.
So then we need to work on this Google Ads. So John, I think we require a Google Ad support from your end. So how are we planning to implement this thing? Do you need a section in the admin to support dynamic position of Google Ads? Something like a Google Analytics section we have in our admin.
And Google Analytics.
Google Analytics, we are having a section in our settings in admin. Similarly, do we need a section for supporting Google Ads? So we can either enable it or we can disable it from the admin itself without modifying a code.
Okay, now one thing about this, we don't have a Facebook feed, so that the Facebook feed that you have up top on this page is not relevant. There's a Twitter feed, and we also had in this column the ambassadors, and we had a couple other things over here on the my UB Sports Live, the UB
Okay,
Universe.
so we will remove this section.
Yeah, for now. Obviously, we're going to be adding these things, but right now it's better to have, you know, things that are going to be filled up there.
Okay, okay.
And the Twitter feed is something that will be active all the time, so it's pretty good to have it there. As well, yeah, it's a good place to start, really. Just
Okay.
Is it possible that instead of like removing the Facebook feed, is it possible to have in the admin panel something that enables and disables the display of the Facebook feed, as well as something like the Twitter feed as well? For example, if there's something wrong with Twitter or they change their API and it breaks our ability to retrieve a feed from Twitter or something, we could just go into the admin panel and disable it until a problem is corrected or we update our code or whatever we need to do.
Yes, John,
So I'm
I
thinking,
can do that.
yeah, okay, very good. That would be helpful.
So I will add a option for Twitter feed, then Google Ads, and do we need to retain the Facebook feed here, or we need to remove it?
I would
I would-
say if, as long as we have the ability to disable it so that it doesn't display, you can
Okay.
leave it there. Because at some point we might have a Facebook feed, and then all we
Okay.
would have to do is plug in the URL and then enable it for display.
Okay, yeah, got it. So I will do that.
Personally, I would reverse it. I would have the Twitter feed on top of the Facebook feed.
Okay, Greg, that I will do. Okay, we will reorder it.
Yeah. I also had the same question about the ambassador content, curated content, and the member content. Is there a logic behind what shows up on top? You have two ambassador contents, by the way, there.
Actually,
that-
there is no logic. We have designed the UI like the ambassador content will come first, then we will load the content from the members.
And then you have ambassador content again below.
Okay, this page is actually static. We will have to check a group actually. So this is dynamic. So
this is my world. This is my personal feed that I want to look at, that welcomes me to the site. And do you have any kind of logic behind what test album is here? This Wonder Woman album.
this
How did you
depends on
decide on?
the early content will come first. The recent one will be on the top. So it will show everything in this feed, your albums, your personal updates, the ambassador content, the posts by your friends, everything will come, but depending on the created date.
By created date.
Yes.
Okay. And these are what my friends have put up, right? Or ambassador.
Yes. This is created by Abdul Karim. This is my friend actually.
Okay.
So this is the update from the web end. So this week we will be mainly focusing on performance improvements, fixing the bugs, and we will be ready for moving to this one to the QA server again. So we are reaching the end of the phase 1 actually. So we need to tweak a lot of things.
Okay. Now, is there a dashboard for the user to adjust what they see?
Right now, no, Greg. The dashboard is actually only for the admins. So
Okay, because there was if you go to the current UB Sports, there's a dashboard for my world for me to decide what I want to see and what I don't want to see. And if you adjust that, you'll see it.
okay, that thing we can also implement. Let me check the existing site, and I can implement the same feature in our dashboard also.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so let's.
So yes, John, this is the feature which enables system admin permissions. So on right now I have implemented like you can make anyone a system admin, and let me. So I have made this guy admin, but I will not be able to remove the permission for the default system admins because they are the core users. So instead of my name, it will come as Greg. when we are ready
Okay.
for live. So the first user as well as the second user, these permission cannot be removed. For a normal user, we can remove it.
Greg better not ever fire me.
That's definitely not in the plan, John.
Okay, then you can control the pagination from here itself. So that
Okay,
you can
so
suppose
while you're
suppose
there,
server-
you don't see me as a member, do you?
this one.
Well, that's not me.
Actually, this login will be for Greg because while testing, I created my login as the first one. That's why it's showing my name.
Would I be able to join now?
Yes.
Okay, so is this static or is this live? If I go and join now, what happens?
You'll be joining as a normal user because your ID will not be 1 or 2 because we
Okay.
have already taken it.
So I won't go
So
and do that. 'cause
What I can
that's-
do is I will clear all the data on this test server, and we will create a login for you as well as John, so that you guys will be the first one as well as the second one.
Okay, I'm gonna start building some dummy profiles, like Greg1 at Greg1 at ubsports.com, Greg2 at ubsports, and just try different user roles and start doing that. Is that a good time to do it?
Greg, I think you can start tomorrow because we will clear the database because right now the system will have a lot of dummy data.
Okay, good.
So before you start entering or creating the real data, we will clear the database
That's
so
fine.
that all the IDs will be reset back to 1.
Okay, so you're gonna set me up as me and John up as super users who will
Super
have
users,
super
yes.
admin power.
Then once that is done, we will create a dump so that if we require anything to be restored or we are moving to a production, we can use that dump for restoring the system back to normal.
Okay.
So I will create the source code as well as the database dump. So as a fail-safe mechanism.
So why are you gonna do that today or Monday, or when are you gonna be doing that?
It will be by Monday. Monday you can
Okay.
work.
Okay, so right now I'm just chilling out.
So
Okay.
if required, you can use the current system for testing.
Okay.
Okay, that's all from my end, Greg. So I think Milan has shared you a build of Android as well as iOS. Did you guys try it?
Try what?
Milan has shared a build over Slack, I think. Let me check. Yeah, the link is here.
Yeah, I installed it. I installed it.
Yeah, I installed it too on my phone.
Okay.
I've started taking some notes with regards to issues, some minor, some significant. But the one thing I want to mention now, just to give you guys some time to address it, is I noticed it on the mobile app, but I haven't tried to see how it works on the website. But when you sign up and you receive the verification email, but you don't do anything with the email, and you try to log into the site without having verified your email, it says, sorry, your email is not verified. Please click the link or something. There should be some way that that person can resend a verification email.
Okay,
In
so
case for
you
some
need
reason-
a button or something like that. So for requesting a resend of a verification.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me note it. Yeah, got it. Then one thing pending is right now we are using a simple text for sending the emails. We will design a email template so that it looks pretty attractive.
Okay, my user, my email isn't even showing up as a user yet.
Yes, because it will not work because you will not be a system admin, or I will have to modify it from the database level.
Well, I'm talking about the on the app.
Okay.
So you're not showing me there either as on the app.
I think Milan, are you using the QA server
Yeah,
or you are using the staging server?
no, app is pointed to the staging server.
Staging server. Okay, let me. I think it is to the staging server.
Oh, you just passed me there.
Yeah.
Query use.
Here. It is actually a user.
So who was that email supposed to have come from? Because I never did get it.
Actually, it should be there in your spam folder because I received one email from the system. Let me check.
It's going to be here.
This is the mail that was sent to John. He acknowledged that he received it. Yeah, this is your email. So it should be actually on your spam folder.
Admin@ubsports.com.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was the email template I was talking about. We will design it in a pretty attractive way.
All right. So I have to go to my.
I think what we need to do is make the sending email address be no reply at ubsports.com. We don't want people replying to these emails.
Yeah, good point.
Yes, John, that is possible.
Also, Greg,
Yes.
something for you to note, since you kind of manage our email, is you need to have email addresses set up. There's 2 that are required, and they need to forward to someone, perhaps yourself, but one needs to be abuse@ubsports.com, and the other is postmaster@ubsports.com. I don't know if you have those if you have them set up now, but you should have those, both of those addresses, postmaster and abuse.
Yeah. Hold on. I did set up some emails just a couple days ago. Let me tell you which ones I did. Email office manager. I set up about a dozen of them. They call them aliases now. But that only takes them to me when we, like John, I need to set up one for you actually soon. As soon as it comes up, I'll tell you. I'll fill you in on it.
Greg, you can just make a note and do them later. I don't think
I
we need
will.
to take right now
Yeah.
to do it.
No. Let's continue.
There are some there are some specific requirements for those two specific email addresses.
Yeah,
Okay.
John, one thing I need from your side is the SSL certificate because it is showing not secure. So once we are ready for go live, we may require the SSL certificate also so that I can install it on the AWS.
Yeah, if our existing site was on Windows, I could do that for you. I'm less familiar with a Linux platform and how to extract that certificate and provide it to you. Greg, I don't know if you have a copy of the SSL certificate
Yeah, I do.
that we use. So if you can
Uh,
send
it-
that to
it-
them,
It should be there in an email also.
Greg, if you could copy me on the certificate when you send it to them, that'd be helpful.
I will, of course. Yeah, I'm on there right now. I'm on GoDaddy, so I'll ask them right now.
Yeah, it will be there in the email if it is from GoDaddy. Greg, previous week we were able to purchase an SSL certificate for around $6 from India. From US, it was showing around $95.
Wow, that's good.
If required, I can send you a coupon code. Just try it out whether it will work or not.
Damn, that's great.
Greg, we're going to have to secure multiple domains. There's www.ubsports.com. There's
Right.
api.ubsports.com. So you might want to investigate purchasing what's called a wildcard certificate. It's a little more
Yes.
it's a little more expensive, but it covers basically anything.ubsports.com. So you can
Right.
install it on our staging server, our QA server, any different hosts that we have. If we have store.ubsports.com, it would work on that URL, etc. So investigate the purchase of a wildcard certificate.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if a coupon code would work on a discount for that. Probably not, but I would think it's going to be most cost
I
effective.
think it
to
was
do the
for a
wildcard.
single domain. Yes, it was for a single domain for the other client.
Okay, so I'll
Anyway, I will share the coupon code. Just let's try our luck.
yeah, I'm always into trying those things. So, every penny I can save.
Yeah. So Greg, that's all from my end. So Milan, do you have any updates from your side?
So for the app, I don't have much to show today. Basically, we are working on the bug fixes. So have you guys got any chance to look at the build which I sent?
I have gone through the sign up process and the login process. And that's about the extent of it. I haven't had time this week to really dive into it. I will be doing that over the weekend a little bit and beginning next week. And I'm going to try to consolidate the feedback that Greg and I, as well as other members of our team have, and try to give it to you in one comprehensive list. Perhaps even prioritized, with what we think are priority issues, so that you can address it. I don't want to be sending you 100 emails, each with one little item that needs to be looked at or corrected or anything like that.
Okay.
So that's the way we're going to kind of approach it. So I would expect that you can, by the end of next week, you'll have, maybe even by Wednesday of next week, you'll have at least a first pass of issues that we've encountered.
Sure. That's very helpful, John. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, maybe by tomorrow, I can send you another build because we've been continuously working with the bug fixes and minor modifications which our QA reported. So I will be sending a new build by tomorrow, so you can actually try it out. Okay. Anyway, you are planning to do it on the weekend, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean, if I spend time on the weekend, it's not going to be significant. So if you want to wait to send the new build till Sunday or Monday, that's fine also. I mean, that'll work for me. I can't speak for Greg. The other question I have is, you probably use some sort of a issue tracking or bug tracking system. So if you use something like Jira or whatever, if you want to send us a link, Greg and I can enter our issues directly into that system for you if that saves you some, manual rekeying of what the issues are, so you can track them and assign them to different developers.
John, do you have a GitHub account?
I do have a GitHub account, yes.
So if GitHub is there, we can create all the issues in there, and you can add us as collaborators so that we can directly get the bugs from there. So
yeah,
anyway,
that's
You need to
a good idea. So you can just create a repository and just put the issues there, and just add us as a collaborator, me and Binu, so that we can also see the issues that you guys are putting up, and we can fix it also. So that is the
anyway, we
best.
will
Okay,
require a GitHub for transferring the source code once the project phase is
Yeah.
completed.
do you need to add us into your GitHub project? Or do I need to find?
No, John. You will have to create a GitHub account. Then you will have to create a project. Then you will have to invite us to your project so that you will be
Okay,
the
all
owner.
right. Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
Okay. So in the GitHub itself, you will have a section for creating all the issues. So the benefit is that we can track and close it from there itself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I will probably create two projects, one for web and one for mobile,
Yes.
so that we can at least kind of segregate the issues. Some of the issues might be more related to API functionality, which is kind of, would affect both the web and the mobile, but where it's discovered, or where it has the most impact is where we'll post the issue, either for website or for mobile. And you guys will have to determine if it's an API fix, etc.
Okay. So John, I will show you how to do it. Let me think. So this is our GitHub account. So we are having one project. This is the web project. So these are the commit, the folder structure. Then you will have a section for issues. So you can create all the issues over here.
Yeah, I'm familiar with how that works. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. So I still can't get into the app. So as soon as you guys figure that out, I'll move along. I have a bunch of aliases loaded onto Greg at UB Sports. John, I don't have everything but the two we wanted, abuse and postmaster, but I'll do that right now. And what I'd like to do is, are you guys done showing us what you have done? What I'd like to do is show you the markups that I've done for the member setup, when the first pages of the new member sign up pages, which I haven't seen yet. on your thing, but if you want, if you are done with what you're doing with the updates, I can show you what I'm thinking of.
Actually, I have some updates for the AT app. Shall we do
Oh,
it
cool.
or yeah? Okay. So we have 1 second. Yeah, we had completed the designs for AT app. So I'll just share my screen and I'll. 1 second. So, so you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I already had shared the wireframes with you guys. So basically, it's the same. We just converted it to the design. Yeah. So this is the home page, the first tab, which shows the schedules. Okay, so we can add a schedule over here, and there are different options from which group, which area, title, description, we go if needed, individual or team. If it's team, then you can select a team and submit all the functionality. So, and it will be listed time-wise like this. So this will be the calendar for that.
How do you show the different areas?
Yeah, I'll go into that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where you manage all the groups, training groups which you have created as a trainer. So as you mentioned, we have the sort functionality for alphabetically as well as recently created. Okay, this one is a dummy thing. Okay, once you go into the 1 second. Yeah, once you go into a group, training group, this is what it's gonna look like. So the key two sections or two major functions of this training group will be managing the area as well as managing the teams. So as you can see, so managing area section look like this. It already has a sort functionality, search and all those stuff. So while adding an area, you have different options. You can upload an image, enter a name, description, and you can choose it from Maps, Google Maps. So once you click it, the Google Maps will be opening up, and you can place a marker over here, and then address will be loaded over here, and that's how you create an area. So all those areas that you created will be listed here. So you can edit or delete, all those kind of things can be done under this manage area section. Same wise, we have option to manage the team. So these are different teams which I have created from the members of this particular group. So you can, same things are applicable. Suppose it's a soccer team, you can upload a image, enter a title of soccer team, description, select the sport, and you can even search the members and add those who have, those who are in that team. So that's how that works. Okay, and so coming back to the page, we have invite section where we can invite the UB Sports members into this group. So this is a pretty same functionality from the UB Sports itself, but all members in the UB Sports database will be listed over here, and you can have a search also over here. So those members will be only accessible, accessing this group, which, like, the trainer should invite them, then only they can actually join this group.
If I'm inviting people who aren't members, how do I do that?
I'm sorry?
If I'm inviting people who aren't members yet, how do I do that? like with
Yeah.
email addresses?
Yes, you can go to the invite section and you can add this. And you can, if you want to provide an email section also, that also works. This is the area where we can list all the UB Sports community members and then invite that person. See,
Okay.
that's, yeah. If you want the same functionality that we have in the app, where we can invite by email, as well as the account holders the current UB Sports members, that
Right.
also is possible. So, okay, and this is the basic event area for that particular group. This is pretty same with the UB Sports groups or the UB Sports event. Only the outlook is different. So all those stuffs from the UB Sports section is similar over here, but just the look and feel is different. Okay, so that's about the team. I mean, not teams, training group. And this is the place where we have messages section, similar to the UB Sports messages. You can see, compose, send a message to anyone from this messages section. So this is the notification section. All the push notifications or any kind of notifications which which the user or the trainer will receive will be accumulated over here. So you can you won't be missing out anything. So all those things will be coming over here, all the notification. Okay, and this is a basic profile. Uh, we are only providing the basic edit functionality in this app, just the first name, last name, bio, as well as the profile picture. All the other things, in order to avoid the redundancy, has been managed in the UB Sports account. So these two are the basic functionalities: change password as well as notification settings. Okay. So that's with the design, brief of the design for the UB Sports AT app. Anyway, I will share this prototype as well as the design page, this page, so that you can uh, go through, and if you want, you can add your comments, or if you want to consolidate it into a text file or something, that's also fine. Anyway, I'll invite you guys to review this, and if we are good, then we can continue or move with the initial project setup and development plans as well. Okay. So that was the one agenda from my side. I don't have much updates for the UB Sports app because basically we are last week we were only working with the bug fixes with the web as well as the mobile app. So I will share a new build with the changes or bug fixes in the coming days. So you guys can actually install and check that build. So yeah,
Excellent.
that's it from me. Over to you, Greg.
All right, that's great. Good job. All right, so I'm going to take this this minute to show you the stuff that I've been scribbling on, and I apologize for my handwriting, but that's what it is. And okay, so one of the things we've been working on for a while is how to get the different roles that our members will have when they sign up, what sports they play, what they do in the sports. So we've been talking about building something like this, and I've mocked it up, and John and I have been talking about it, and we still need to clarify a bit, but I think this gets down to what we're trying to do. The membership sign up page is, we got to get some information, the first page, and then we have to verify the email and then get back to actually asking them other stuff about, who they are and what they do and all that kind of stuff. But we decided that we would start off with trying to find what sports they like, and if they have other roles in sports and fitness, like if they're a coach or a recruiter or an athletic director. So that's what these green boxes are for. And I'm ready to reach my goals will take you to the email that verifies the email, and then they go back and fill up the rest of their stuff. But this will get them started. They click here, but they need first name, last name, email address, zip code, date of birth, and then it asks. We decided to separate into two kinds of roles. One is a player, participant, or a parent of a player. So a player would be just someone who plays a sport. Participant would be in the health areas like yoga, meditation, that kind of stuff. You can't really call them players, so I'm calling them participants. And then parents of players who basically have pretty much the same needs as players or participants, but they're parents, so there's an oversight of somebody else's activity. But so we decided to keep these three together, and all the other more professional roles like coach or an athletic trainer or fitness trainer or athletic director, they come under these other roles here. So the first question was get through this stuff first. So we did that, and they said they're a player, participant, or parent. And then you go pick your sports. The first question they ask is, so these are going to be radio buttons with a submit button on the side or the bottom. I sort of like the side because the bottom you don't see until you get to the bottom of it, but you put it on the side and it sits there waiting for you to submit. But all 100 and so sports and activities are in a radio button drop down. So the first question you ask to get it out of the way is, I'm a parent of a player. So if you click that, that's going to set up another set of questions later on. I'll show you that later. But the first set is what sports you're interested in. So there's a whole list of sports that we have. And John, I don't know if you went into that other site, but they had some like 180 sports. So there are lots and lots of sports that you can click, and it's all alphabetical. So I'm a parent of a player, that's one thing. And then the rest of it is really about the different sports that I might be interested in. And then you get down at the bottom, you say, I'm ready to reach my goals. That takes you out to that. If you said that you're a parent, you get this list, and I can send you this stuff later, but here you have, I'm a parent of a player, and it asks you for a child's name, date of birth, email, or we're not going to let them have their own account yet, but they still have to have some kind of separate space in the database for their date of birth and their name. And then we ask them how old they are, how much oversight you want. Now, if they're 13 to 17, you can actually choose whether you want oversight of their activity or approving of their friendships or approving of what groups they join. And when we get to having text or SMS capability, we should be able to send something to the parent as soon as some kid says they want to join with a friend. But also, okay, so you have data, child one, name, date of birth, email, and then the sports they play, so we can start tracking their sports activity for that kid. And then at the bottom, you say more kids, and if there are more kids or more children, then you'll tell child two what their name is and that kind of stuff, and that continues until you're done with all the children. Then you're either going to click back to my sports, so you're going back to your sports activities as a parent. Now you're caring about your own sports activities. But if not, if you're now the coach of a youth team, let's say you're coaching one of the kids' soccer teams, you're going to click have other roles in their sports, and that's going to take you to that other page. That again, I'll show you in a second. But if you're not, if you just want to go back to UV Sports and start playing around, you just click I'm ready to reach my goals. Okay, that's a copy of that part. Okay, so your other roles in sports, health, and fitness. You have athletic director, lead director, the other 8. Here's team manager or coach. So if I'm coaching my kids' little league team, I'm gonna click this, and I'm gonna say what team it is, what league it's in, and also city, state, and number of athletes in that under your guidance, and what sport you're playing, of course. Recruiter, the same thing. This continues because it's, we're able to do that. Athletic trainer or medical trainer. So they're going to be special. And when they click that, that sets up that whole other set of activities where we're going to ask them what their NATA number is, and that we're going to verify that, or we're going to contact their employer or the supervisor and make sure that they're able and they're approved to be a trainer if they don't have an NAAT number. And then there might be a number of athletic trainers they manage. This goes back to that AT app that you guys are building. A number of ATs that they're managing, and how many athletes total they're managing in their program. Then you have the fitness studio or personal trainer or instructor, and then you're asking what facility name, what address, what wellness health disciplines they're using, and that would be a drop down of the wellness and health disciplines only. Yoga, TRX, meditation, that kind of stuff would be dropping down. Even down to nutrition and sports psychology, that also would be fitting in there. And we'll fix those up. But that's a separate subset list of the total list of activities and sports. And that here, both here with the AT app and with here, we're clicking in the trainer app, so that we can say at the end of this, hey, we have something for you. It's a subscription model, and we go into a page that will explain that and ask them to sign up for that program, which would be a subscription service that we're offering through that app, right? So then this would be what happens if I just click I'm an athlete. You're going to ask what sports they play, and you've already found that out on that first page. And this is what you have then. You have archery, baseball, fencing, and tennis. But I clicked fencing, and I have this arrow waiting for a drop down, and we can do a plus sign there too if you want to do it. But you have this down arrow, meaning that this is the information for fencing. And you have what level do you play, where do you play, and then you have some place where they can fill in the club and facility and the team they play for. And then if they play for more teams, they can click that, and it asks you the same question, what club and facility for that second membership you have where you're fencing. And then you're asking what goals you have. If you want to be an Olympic athlete, you want to just have fun playing, that kind of stuff. And this also clicks in a different set of questions. Do you want to be recruited? Then we have to know stats and that kind of stuff. So that'll have to click on a different functionality that will help us with the recruiter app. When a coach is looking or a recruiter is looking for fencers, this gives them an ability to fill in that recruitment page for the recruiter. And then you're saying, what are you working on? You're working on your skills, your fitness, where you want to improve, and that helps us cater what we're showing to them. And then tell us your favorite moment in sport. This is really just so you can say, this is, last year I won the nationals, and you can fill in this, and it's basically just a text box where you're talking about yourself. And this is something that can be shown when you say, I'm an advanced fencer, and last year I had this kind of success. And then the rest of the sports is shown down below here: tennis, whatever, bobsled, whatever the other sports are that you follow. And every time you click one of these, this one closes and archery pops up with the same kind of questions. And then when you if you pick a wellness discipline like yoga, for example, it sort of adjusts what you're asking because it's not a competitive sport. It's really something you're doing for your own wellness. So you're asking, where do you practice, what facility, what town, what state, and who your instructor is. This sort of gives us an opportunity to go to that facility and asks that instructor if they want to use our app as well. And then here again, what level, how often do you practice? So you're asking a beginner, intermediate, advanced instructor. And so that's what our goal is there. And I think that's the last page that I have, yeah. So any questions on these?
No, Greg. This is basically the profile building procedure that you have outlined, right?
Yeah, it's just start. The first part of it back here is the questions that we ask when as soon as you say, yes, I want to join. This is what you should see for that first page.
Okay, so right now in the website and in the app, we have this first part of the information where you have the first name, last name, and the basic data, and as well as the sports. This page we have basically, we don't have the other pages. So in the later phases, we will be, as you suggested, we will be incorporating those stuff. So which helps in the profile building. That's one you.
And I'll
Right.
send it to you in when I've got a couple more things I want to add and adjust. So as I do that, then I'll send them to you either over the weekend or Monday.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So that's pretty good work, Greg, because I think you guys have properly defined and yeah, I
Yeah.
think you have a clear concept of what you need. That's a pretty good thing for us.
Okay, good. And the profile development stuff, there'll be another page that'll come after I'm done with this, this first thing. I think at this point here, after I'm done with, I'm a player, participant, or parent of a player, or I have other roles in sports, health, and fitness. I think after we get done with this and I'm ready to reach my goals, that's where you go out to ask, you're basically going to verify the email.
I think, Greg, is let them, so we can do it like this. First, the initial email as well as the password sign up
right.
stays the same. Once they sign up and confirm their email, they will get this page. Okay.
Good.
And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And this green button, I have other roles in sports, health, and fitness. This one should be optional. If they want to skip already, then they can click the I'm ready to reach my goals. Then that will directly take them to the field. Okay. Otherwise, they can go ahead and deep dive. I mean, have a deep dive and complete their profile. Also, this section must be available from the profile settings also. So later they can come back. Yes, like later they can come back and when they are free, they can build their profile.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
One of the things, let me interject here too. One of the things that I'm envisioning is that either in the navigation menu or once they click the profile settings, there's going to be two basic options. One is to handle your basic profile information, which would be your name, your address, your zip code, your date of birth, etc. The other option is to edit your sports profile. And I'm envisioning that as ultimately being a list that will identify all of the different roles and sports so that they can individually edit or delete the different roles in sports. So I believe that we need to kind of separate that into two navigational options for the user somehow. There's your basic profile info, and then there's your sports profile. That's how I'm kind of envisioning that working.
I agree, John.
The other thing that I see is that when someone identifies themselves as a parent of a player, basically what I see is that you'll have a profile table, or maybe it's multiple tables, but you'll have a definition in the database for the member's profile. But if that member starts to enter a child's athletic sports profile, that would be a separate profile in the database. And there would be relationships between the profiles and the members, such that when a parent views their roles in their sports profile settings, I'm going to be able to not only edit and add and delete my own sports profile roles, but I will also see and be able to edit my child's profile roles. So the ultimate goal would be that if a parent modifies the child's sports profile in some way, when the child signs in, they're going to see those changes as well. If a child logs in and modifies their sports profile, when the parent signs in, the parent will see those, the new changes. So to me, I envision that a child's profile is related to a member who says that they're a parent of that child. Does that make sense to you guys? Did I explain that well enough for you to capture what I'm thinking?
Yeah, yes. I got an idea of what you guys, I mean, what you are thinking. So basically, the profile must have relations with parent to child, as well as the privilege control or access control over the profiles, like the parent should have, right?
Yeah, correct. So yeah, so when a parent signs in and they want to view or manipulate the child's profile, it's actually pulling a child's profile, which is a separate and distinct profile in the database, whether or not that child is a member. That's the key.
Okay. Okay. So I guess it's little early to discuss all these stuffs because once Greg and you yourself, John, have come up with, I mean, finishes the entire work, then I guess it's appropriate time to review it properly and come up with the workflow and integrate it into the existing system. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's totally fine and acceptable. I just didn't want to leave you with Greg's commentary without kind of understanding how I think some of it will have to be implemented and like the way I envision it working.
Yes.
Just so you guys have more of a back end understanding of what I'm seeing happening in his descriptions.
Yes, sure. That's very much applicable, John. So we'll leave you guys to finish what you guys started, so we can work on that part as well. And in the meantime, you can go through the website as well as the app to list out the your comments on the app as well as site, and we can have a discussion on that. Okay. So yeah, basically that covers the agenda of the meeting, I guess. Binu, or do you have anything else? I think that's complete from my side.
Okay, good. All right, guys. So I'm I'm working on also the Apple Dev account and the Google Dev account and the Firebase account. Apple required me to get a DUNS number, a Dun & Bradstreet number, and I'm waiting for that number to come.
Yeah.
So,
Once you have acquired all 3 accounts, just pass on the details so that we can use those accounts to connect the app.
okay.
So yeah, that pretty much covers. I think you left. There are some network issues, I guess. Okay, that's fine.
All right, good. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Jack and John, thanks for your time. We'll meet
Thanks,
again.
guys. Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a great day.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, Greg, one
Yeah.
thing. If you want some others on our team to eventually test the mobile app, you're going to need to get them to grab their UDIDs. And
Yeah.
it'd be better
okay.
to ask to step them through it so we get those in case you want feedback from, Dania and stuff like that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Absolutely.
Bye all. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.